Hey gamers, if you think beat 'em ups are just walking from left to right and punching the same enemies over and over again, think again. The genre has come a long way, and Nintendo Switch and Switch 2 are packed with some seriously fun brawlers, from classic arcade-inspired games to modern titles with deep combat, crazy combos, challenging bosses, and plenty of replay value. So today we're counting down the top 15 beat 'em up games you need to play on Nintendo Switch and Switch 2 in 2026. Alright then, without further ado, let's get started. Starting off with our list at number 15 is Shing, a game that flips traditional brawler controls right on their head. Instead of mashing classic face buttons to punch and kick, you utilize the right analog stick to slice through wave after wave of demonic beasts. It takes a second to get used to the analog slashes, but once the muscle memory clicks, executing aerial juggles and parries feels wildly satisfying. You can swap between 4 distinct ninja-style fighters on the fly, keeping combat flow fast and fluid. On Switch, it runs at a solid frame rate, making those hectic screen-clearing combos look smooth, whether you are playing in handheld or docked mode. Before we continue to the video, I want to give you a recommendation to buying games in this modern era, and that's it, ENEBA. ENEBA is a digital marketplace made for gamers, with over 40,000 products available. You can find PC games, PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo titles, gift cards, in-game currency, and a lot more all in one place. What makes it really worth checking out is the pricing. A lot of the deals are cheaper compared to official stores, and there are cashback offers too, which helps you save even more. What I also like is they support a lot of different payment methods, so you've got flexibility depending on what you usually use. They also offer secure payments and 24/7 customer support, which makes the whole experience feel a lot more polished and trustworthy when you're buying games. If you like getting great games at better prices or just want more value for your money, ENEBA is honestly one of the best places to check before buying anything. So if you're a smart guy, then you already know exactly what to do. All you have to do is click my link in the description below, search for your favorite games, and redeem the game code you already paid for. And by using my link, you'll not just get awesome deals, but also help me support this channel. Alright then, let's get back to the list. Nostalgia hits hard at number 14 with the Karate Kid Street Rumble. Transporting you straight into classic 80s arcade territory, this title covers the entire original film trilogy. You get to play as Daniel LaRusso, Mr. Miyagi, Ali, or Johnny Lawrence as you fight across iconic locations like the All Valley Tournament and Okinawa. The pixel art style nails that retro aesthetic, while the combat stays accessible with simple combos, special meters, and fun minigames like catching flies with chopsticks. It's an absolute blast for local co-op sessions, offering light-hearted beat-em-up action that honors the source material without taking itself too seriously.
I wonder what has changed.
Next to number 13, we have Mayhem Brawler delivers an urban fantasy comic book brought directly to life. You play as officers in a superpowered law enforcement unit called Stronghold, tackling street gangs, vampires, and werewolf mobsters. What really sets this game apart is its branching story paths. At the end of key stages, you choose where your investigation heads next, drastically changing your playthrough and final ending. The impact of every heavy punch lands with punchy sound design and gorgeous hand-drawn art. With smooth performance on Switch and deep combo mechanics like weapon disarms, it's a brilliant modern take on classic arcade street brawling.
Maybe a little.
I don't think it's a good idea to dine with someone who's...
At number 12, Asterix and Obelix Slap Them All 2 takes hand-drawn visual presentation to a whole new level. Playing this game literally feels like running through an animated comic book page, complete with slapstick sound effects and hundreds of Romans getting launched off screen. The developers expanded the combo system for this sequel, adding devastating ultimate moves, environmental interactions, and faster tag team mechanics between the duo. While the core loop stays true to traditional arcade brawlers, the sheer visual charm and chaotic screen-clearing slapfest make it an absolute joy to play in 2-player co-op, especially on the Switch's vibrant screen.
You're going to break the speed record!
Holding down the number 11 spot, Final Vendetta is a straight-up tribute to 90s arcade titans like Final Fight and Streets of Rage. This game does not hold your hand. It features tough, uncompromising combat, precise parry windows, and limited lives that demand true mechanical mastery. You choose from 3 distinct brawlers, each equipped with juggles, ground hits, and super attacks fueled by a hard-hitting UK dance and techno soundtrack. The pixel art is gorgeous, and the crunch of every impact feels heavy and deliberate. So if you want an authentic arcade challenge on Switch, this one will put your brawling skills to the test. Yeah, I like this one. Breaking into our top 10 at number 9, Jitsu Squad cranks the game speed up to 11 with pure high-octane anime energy. Yup, the game blending classic beat-em-ups with the high-flying chaos of Marvel vs. Capcom. And you pick from 4 anthropomorphic warriors, chaining together 100+ hit combos, transformations, and secondary weapon pickups. The combat system features a dedicated parry button, allowing skilled players to cancel out incoming damage and counter instantly. Supporting up to 4-player local co-op, the action on screen gets wildly chaotic, but the frame rate holds up impressively well. It's colorful, absurdly fast, and overflowing with sheer hype. Holding down the number 9 spot, Castle Crashers Remastered remains the undisputed king of party brawlers. Originally defining the indie era, this remastered edition brings buttery smooth 60 frames per second gameplay and all original DLC straight to your Switch. You and 3 friends hack, slash, and magic your way through a bizarre fantasy kingdom filled with giant bosses, alien invasions, and ridiculous humor. With over 25 playable knights, dozens of weapons to collect, and stat points to allocate as you level up, the sheer replay value here is unmatched. It is pure, chaotic co-op perfection that belongs on every gamer's memory card. And next to number 8, Double Dragon Gaiden. Rise of the Dragons reinvents a legendary franchise by adding clever roguelite mechanics and a tag team combat system. Instead of picking just one fighter, you choose a duo and swap between them mid-combo to extend juggled enemies or escape tight situations. Clearing stages earns you cash, which you spend on upgrades or convert into tokens to unlock a massive roster of characters, including boss villains. The isometric pixel presentation looks crisp, and the core loop rewards aggressive play with health-restoring crowd control cash drops. It breathes fresh, dynamic life into a classic arcade legacy, but don't expect too much on this one. Next to the number 7, we have Fight and Rage. Yup, this game looks like a retro throwback at first glance, but beneath its 90s aesthetic lies one of the deepest combat engines in the entire genre. Created by a solo developer, this game mechanics first approach features parries, frame data canceling, and juggles that feel closer to a high-level fighting game than a simple button masher. Every encounter demands actual timing and spacing, rewarded by branching story paths and dozens of unlockables. Whether playing solo or with friends, the absurdly tight controls and dynamic AI behavior guarantee no 2 runs ever feel the same. It is an absolute masterpiece of indie brawling design. At number 6, we have an essential history lesson packed into one collection, Capcom Beat 'em Up Bundle, bringing together 7 legendary arcade classics. Including Final Fight, Captain Commando, and Battle Circuit, this compilation delivers pure nostalgia with modern conveniences. You get full online multiplayer, customizable dip switch settings to tweak difficulty, and gallery artwork revealing original development history. Games like The King of Dragons introduce early action RPG elements, proving just how innovative Capcom was during the arcade golden era. It runs flawlessly on Switch, offering unbeatable value for anyone who wants to experience the foundations that built the entire side-scrolling brawler genre. Cracking our top 5 at number 5, River City Girls 2 expands on everything that made the original a sleeper hit. Misako and Kyoko return alongside an expanded roster, taking to the streets with heavy-hitting combos, weapon pickups, and recruitable assist characters. The game seamlessly blends classic beat-em-up action with action RPG progression. You earn cash to buy stat-boosting food, unlock devastating new moves at local dojos, and explore an interconnected non-linear city map. Add in 4-player online co-op, a killer vaporwave synth soundtrack, and hilarious dialogue, and you have one of the most vibrant, stylish modern brawlers on the system. Taking the number 4 spot is Absolum, a brilliant dark fantasy brawler that masterfully fuses traditional side-scrolling combat with modern roguelite elements. Yeah, developed by genre veterans, this title drops you into a shattered world where you must choose your path through branching stages, unlocking randomized abilities and passive perks on every single run. The combat engine is incredibly tight, offering a deep deflect mechanic that stuns aggressive foes right before their attacks land. With its stunning animation, heavy fantasy aesthetic, and incredible replayability, Absolum feels like a massive leap forward for the entire beat-em-up genre on Nintendo consoles. Next to the number 3, Marvel Cosmic Invasion brings the iconic comic universe into a full-blown, side-scrolling arcade showdown. You step into the boots of heroes like Nova, Captain Marvel, and the Guardians of the Galaxy to fend off an interstellar threat across outer space battlefields. The combat utilizes a tag team dynamic where you swap heroes mid-combo to set up screen-clearing synergy attacks. Each character features distinct mobility options and cosmic special meters that feel straight out of a blockbuster comic run. On Switch, the bright, particle-heavy ultimate moves look incredible, delivering a dream crossover for both comic book and beat-em-up fans.
I've never known an ibis to have such a fearsome army. Something has changed.
And for the number 2, we have Streets of Rage 4. The game accomplished the impossible by resurrecting a dormant 90s franchise and instantly setting a new golden standard for the genre. Featuring stunning hand-drawn visuals, an iconic electronic soundtrack, and fluid combat mechanics, it balances nostalgic fan service with modern precision. The combo system rewards calculated aggression. You can regain health spent on special moves by landing continuous follow-up hits without taking damage. With a massive roster featuring both modern and pixel art legacy fighters, alongside deep survival modes, it stands as a triumphant love letter to arcade history that plays like an absolute dream. And taking the top spot at number 1, it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. It's the ultimate beat-em-up experience on Nintendo Switch. Capturing the exact magic of the legendary 1989 arcade game and Turtles in Time, this title elevates everything with smooth animation, 6-player local and online co-op, and a roster that includes Master Splinter, April O'Neil, and Casey Jones. Combat is fast, snappy, and infinitely satisfying, complete with double jumps, taunts, and classic screen throw finishers. It is an absolute masterpiece of pixel art and game design. Pure, unadulterated fun from the opening title track to the final boss fight. And that's it for today. Those were lists the top 15 beat-em-up games you need to play on Nintendo Switch and Switch 2 in this 2026. Got a hidden gem I didn't mention? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video or discovered a new title to add to your collection, feel free to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you'll never miss future content. Once again, if you want to buy games with cheap price, the link in the description okay. So, thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.